But I'm Dr. Kara. I'm one of the performance physical therapists at Onward Atlanta. We're literally like a mile and a half down the road. We commonly see, especially with like lifting and different movements in clinic, people will have like different mobility restrictions or pain with certain movements. So we're gonna kind of go through a couple different mobility assessments that we often see are most limited in people with shoulder pain. So we're gonna look at the shoulders, we're gonna look at the lats specifically, and then we're also gonna look at that upper back and the rotation in the upper back, because sometimes if that's limited, it can really impact your shoulder mobility as well. So the first thing we're gonna do, and I'll show you guys here, is we're gonna be up at the wall. We're gonna have our low back as close to the wall as we can. If you got a little bit more of an arch there, that's fine. I just don't want it to move away as we move our arms. So we're gonna start with our palms up and we're gonna go straight to the wall. Goal is to touch the wall here. In this position, the lats are on a little bit more tension or a stretch. So if you can only get to here, and then we flip our hands and you can get all the way up to that wall, that just kind of tells us your lats might be a little bit limited in that mobility. If going this way is a little bit more limited versus palms up, that's more of like a joint restriction. If those look good both ways, great. I'll show you something we can do to work on kind of that end range strength in those positions. So let's kind of split into groups and we can each test that, and I'll kind of give you guys some feedback too.
Do you want to be with me?
All right.
Yeah, so you guys can take this one.
Thank you. Okay,
Let
so
my partner go, then I go.
Yeah, so you guys can take that.
Okay. And we
it's
want
back against the wall.
Yeah, just get as close to the wall as you can.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm pleasantly surprised.
So go back down. I want you to keep, just like right outside. And I want you to keep a full grip on that bar.
Full grip.
And then,
I'm touching the wall. Right?
yeah, you can scoot down a
I
tad.
was
if
gonna
you
say, we
need
can
to.
scoot this way.
The wall, you're not even touching the wall.
Okay. Did you say a set number for these or just?
No, I just kind of want to see if you can get
Okay,
there.
and
And then go ahead and flip your hands so your palm down. Does that feel any different, palm up versus palm down, or does that feel about the same?
Actually, for me, this is easier.
Yeah.
When I did this all the way, I had to focus, keep touching the back there, but it still worked. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they're definitely tight. Like
this
Okay.
it's not great. Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
We also did shoulders yesterday, so
So you're
there's
a little sore?
good chance that's part of it. Yeah, especially because I had that 30-pound
Definitely.
vest added some extra weight to my shoulders yesterday.
All right, so right outside of those knees.
Yep.
Yep, right there.
Okay, you move a little bit here. But
Good.
you're touching all of it.
I don't feel anything actually.
Yeah, that lat
wow.
mobility looks awesome.
Yeah, Shay, you got good mobility there.
Here.
No, and this, yeah.
This is a little different. Like I feel like more
Easy.
up here.
Now come down.
Okay.
And do
It
that
doesn't
way.
hurt. It's like,
Feel maybe a little bit more restriction there.
Different.
Okay, interesting, yeah.
That's how I felt when going with the reverse grip.
Okay,
It's
so you
like
guys
it
are kind of the
slowed
opposite.
down. Yeah.
This needs to be touching the wall.
Gotcha.
Completely back against the wall.
Well, awesome. So all of you guys have good lat mobility. So I'm going to show you something to work. I'm going to show you two different exercises to work on more of like the strength in those end ranges. Because oftentimes when we have good mobility, the first thing we as PTs think of is like, okay, do we have the strength in that end range so that we don't cause issues down the road with how much mobility you do have. So for this first one, what we're going to do, and I'll get another bench out, but we're going to have those arms on the bench, dropping that head through, and then we're going to be lifting one arm at a time to really focus on activating those muscles in that end range. So let's go through, get 12 total, so 6 on each side. You can lift, hold for about a second, and then go back to the other arm.
Okay. I mean,
I think we can still go. I think we can go 2 and 2.
Okay. Perfect. Go ahead. You got it.
in a child's pose, but not.
Like this, right?
Yep. So you're gonna sink into that end range, and then you want to lift
You want, like,
up.
basically your wrist
Good.
to be kind of on the edge here.
These can be a little tough. And this is where it's always good to stretch, right? But we kind of think of mobility as strengthening in those end ranges. So oftentimes you might be a little bit more sore with something like this versus something just like a regular stretch.
I agree, I'm sore.
She's like, I really feel it.
My shoulders are so tight.
Yeah.
But then, I haven't worked. I took a 2-week break, came back.
Right.
And I feel like I am. And I felt it.
I should go loosen. I feel like.
Okay, that's good news.
Good. Yeah, try
like
not
to
to
hear
rotate
that.
through here, so just stay
Now
flat.
lift it.
Good.
Lift. Yeah. Oh, this is hard. Oh, I like doing that.
Mobility work always humbles me.
Always.
Always.
Is this your son, your nephew, your
My son. This is my older one. He's the one who brought me here. She comes once in a while. He rarely comes. But he's in practice, right? Most of the time during this time. So he was home, and I'm like, come from the What's school?
Should it be moving like up very high, or is there very limited mobility in that?
It's more like if you sink a little bit deeper into that
Okay.
end range, like if you push your head through, then you'll have like less
It will-
range to
okay.
work through because you'll be working at that last like 10% of the range.
Okay, got it. Like when you're
When you're lower, right? Like,
Yeah. So the more she
Like, I
drops,
the harder it is.
the more she's at end range.
if I was
So she'll have
here-
less.
I can move it a lot more. Okay.
You're great. Like a nice visual. I don't even have to.
Yeah.
All right. The next one we're going to do,
Oh.
we're going to have those palms up. You're going to bring your feet up so that your low back is not arching. And then we're coming over and pulling back up. For people that have like less mobility, typically we'll go a little bit slower through here so they can really get to their end range and then have them come up. But this is a nice way to activate those lats in that lengthened position. So let's try that.
Again, if that's too hard, that means, what again? Remind me again, if you have
Thank you.
mobility, that means.
So if it's hard from a strength standpoint, we like to think about mobility as having strength through that full range of motion. So if at that end you have good range of motion, but it's hard for your muscles to activate, that means we need to work on your strength at that end range, which is what we kind of consider to be more mobility than just like stretching. So
About
let's
this?
get this
Start
one.
with that one?
Yeah,
This is
that's
five.
a 5. You can either do 2.5 or 5 pounds.
And how many are we doing? SAR.
Let's go 8,
8.
for
Okay.
each of us. Here.
I am humbled.
So let's go palms up.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay, and just.
Yeah, bring your legs up, kind of take your low back out of it. Good, and then you're pulling back up. Nice. How does that feel?
Feels really good. Just like a good stretch.
A nice little
alone.
stretch.
Especially the further down I go.
Yeah.
Yes. I just want to keep on going over. That's such a good stretch.
Awesome. Y'all can go ahead and switch.
There you go. It does. We should do this with the lighter barbell for
Like
a
the
workout.
15?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this way. Lift your leg.
Perfect.
Roll it back. Is this? So we're supposed to be able to do this easily, right? Or no? Oh.
Yeah, try to keep that in the middle. You're saying you're supposed to be able to go back that far?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people will be really limited in their lats. And then that can kind of change their shoulder position during different movements and cause pain. We often see like the lats, the pecs get really tight when somebody's shoulder's like
So I
irritated.
feel like all of us are good with our shoulders
Go us.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no. You're going to see no mobility. I got that done yesterday. There's none there.
All right, y'all, the next one we're going to go through, we're going to look at that upper back mobility. So you're going to get up nice and close to the wall. That way you can't like shift at other points. We're really isolating that upper back. You're going to take elbow closest to the wall, in between the knees, and then we're opening up, trying to get to that wall. Ideally, at minimum, we want to be able to get to kind of like 45 degrees there.
Oh, no.
And then we'll compare side to side.
I just did these.
I'd be like, oh,
All right, let's try these
right
out.
now how mine are going to look.
okay, I'm gonna do the opposite side from her, I guess.
Okay.
We're crossing, like,
So
at all,
elbow
or
closest to the wall goes down in between the knees.
in between
Perfect.
this? Okay.
Yep. And then,
And that's
Oh, yeah, no, I can't even do more than that.
I have no flexibility in my thoracic spine.
do you feel really tight there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I almost lock up right here.
Okay.
Kind of where I stop moving.
Awesome. And then you can flip. So flip around and then compare to the other side what that feels like. You might notice one side feels a little bit tougher, feels a little bit stiffer.
This one's a little better.
Yeah, I was going to say, looks like you're getting closer to the wall there.
I think I'm the same
The same?
both ways. Or maybe this might be a little better.
Awesome. So you guys can flip out. You can test that out.
Just a couple per side.
Yeah,
did, like,
just to
5
see
or so.
see what that feels like.
Wow. I felt it here.
It's like, yeah, the thoracic spine right here.
Yeah. So
especially.
put that hand, put your left hand behind your head. Yep. And then you're trying to open up. Good.
That's one thing I'm currently working on, improving.
Oh, okay. I'm more good.
Good. Really try to open that spine up, get towards the wall. Good.
Okay.
And then you can go ahead and flip, see what that looks a little limited.
That is hard.
The other part is hard.
Yeah.
He's fine. What are we doing?
Good. So what I want you to do is put your left hip like on the wall. Yeah, that way you can't, you
And
gotta,
this is between your, this one is between your, right here. Yep. Or no?
good.
He's definitely doing better.
They might stretch that.
Does
Maybe.
that feel different side to side for you?
I feel like I never stretched.
Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you 2 different banded options that we can do. I'm gonna grab a band.
Eye-opening.
Yeah, you should have come to our, we did
Yeah.
a little squat mobility. When was that? A couple months ago?
It was
We broke down like all the hip mobility stuff. Yeah.
maybe like October, end of September, October,
Yeah.
maybe.
I've been traveling a lot, so I feel like I missed it, but I'm here now.
We can always take a look at your hips after too. All right, so kind of 2 different options here based on if that just felt super tight and restricted, we can do more of an assisted option. So what that looks like is we kind of put the band on like, let me put it a little higher, like it's a backpack. So people can get kind of confused getting into this.
Sorry, I didn't even notice this. I was so nervous.
Oh, was I gonna hit my head? Oh gosh.
Shay, good looking out.
I've definitely hit my head on a barbell before. Not fun.
Me
So,
too.
I feel like it's a rite of passage. Maybe.
Yeah, obviously.
So we're gonna get in that same position. This is gonna be assisting me. So it'll help me get to that end range as I come down. And then if you feel like you had the range, but maybe it just felt like, oh, I feel like I just can't get there. Like my muscles, I can't activate. We can go resisted to work on strengthening that motion. So what that looks like is getting it under us. And then we're going here, pulling up as it's resisting me. So you can try both out. See, I think for you, yeah, probably going with more of the resisted option.
Come on, you're gonna do it.
Do you play any sports? Yeah, I play football. Okay. This stuff is important for staying healthy.
On this one?
Yeah, so go.
Inside, right?
Yeah.
Get down.
You want to try the other one?
Oh, for sure.
Other arm supposed
There's no mobility
So
anywhere.
go over top of it. That way it doesn't like smack you in the face.
like that.
Yep.
Put all the way on the floor. The elbow's supposed to touch the floor, right?
Yep.
That's how it gets harder, right?
Great. That looks good. We can set another one up if you guys want. Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you know which one you want to try?
I'll just start with this side.
Like the assisted one.
The assisted one, yes.
Okay, so
please.
put this arm, put that left arm through here like it's a backpack. Good, and you can get down on the ground. Awesome. Then you can kind of pull your body out so there's some resistance on that band. Perfect. And then drop onto that right elbow. Good, and open up.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely help.
Oh, wow.
I love to do these before doing any overhead pressing, anything on the bar like pull-ups. I feel like it really just helps open up my shoulders.
Oh, that'll be good for pull-ups. Good to know.
Oh, this feels so good. This actually feels amazing.
Yeah, these are great. They're once you kind of know how to get in it, it's a nice like way to just warm up really quick, come in before class, hit a set or two of these.
Okay, help me put this on this side.
Yeah, so we're doing the assisted.
This one, right?
Yeah, so you'll bring it behind you and then,
On this.
yeah, so kind of turn. I don't want it to crank on your shoulder. Yeah.
And then go down at an angle, right? Like this.
So bring that other way. Your left arm's gonna be on the ground? Yep, perfect. Oh, I love that you guys have a Christmas tree. That's so fun.
Except for the lights. Oh, no, there's devil lights there. I was going to say.
Just not
it
as
was
much.
half lit, so that was a little,
You want to try the other shoulder more? Okay.
little questionable.
So it's a backpack. Check it on.
Yep,
Backpack.
And I'll get y'all's emails at the end of this, and I'll send you guys all of the mobility things we went through today, and then the accessory like exercises. So if you're like, I want to do that again, you can click on it, and it's a video, and you can see that. All right, one more mobility assessment we're going to go through, purely looking at the shoulders. So looking at that shoulder rotation. So we're going to get same setup here. Elbows are going on the wall, right at shoulder height. And then we're coming back. What I don't want to see is elbows coming off the wall. I don't want to see those wrists extending, fighting for that motion. Just keep those wrists in
My wrists
neutral.
will be fighting for their lives.
Coming back. Depending on your anatomy, you might graze your head, so we might have to adjust it without the...
Oh, that's going to be tough, I know.
And then same thing going down. We want to try to get to our chest. So let's try that out. What'd you say?
So right here?
Yeah, so let's set it up on the wall.
Yeah, okay. Space out and then.
This way.
So go palms down,
Down.
go elbows to the wall right at shoulder height. Perfect.
Don't bother me. Okay.
Yep. Try not to extend those wrists.
Like this, right?
Yeah.
Just very neutral, I think. Oh, that's hard. I want to move this.
Oh gosh.
So does that feel like limited to you?
Very limited.
Okay. What if so keeping those, if I take you.
This is so hard.
Yeah, girl. A little limited there.
Very limited.
I can't even.
I mean, that feels fine.
Yeah,
Going down,
that
but
external rotation for you.
Yeah.
I feel like it almost comes.
What sports did you play? You played
I did
sports in
track.
college? Okay.
Just ran.
In my head, I was like, was it volleyball? And then I
If
was,
only.
Doesn't it hit your face if you're so like?
depending on your anatomy, yes, it will.
Because I feel like this. That's what I'm trying to save my face. And
Yeah,
As you should, Queen. As you should.
that rotation looks good. Let's go down towards your.
No. Ow.
This is so-
Ooh.
It's supposed to hurt.
All right, Shay. Have fun.
No, not necessarily. Sometimes those traps will get really
Have fun with
active
that one.
because your rotator cuff muscles that are responsible for that motion are a little bit weaker.
Yeah,
So we like
this
to
is
over recruit those traps.
Okay, that's
So I'm excited to show you one of them. I think you're gonna really
because I can't. I mean, I don't know how to do this right.
the bun getting in the way.
Right, so
Yeah, no. I couldn't do it.
Good. A little limited there.
or my, yeah, that's it, that's all I
And then
got.
this felt so tight here, like right here.
It stops there.
Yeah.
My upper back stays that way.
She makes it look easy.
I can't touch the wall though.
Yeah.
It's not touching.
But it's
I
so
can, I
far
can force it back, but then I'm,
But then,
Like
but then
extending
she's
the
still like
wrist.
this, right?
Yeah.
So she would have to keep it like this.
so it stops
Perfect.
there naturally. Try one more
Okay.
time.
And then going down.
Down, just goes down.
Any pain there? Anything? Good. That looks good.
It has to be age. There's something with age here, I think, because
I don't know. I'm old now.
So try to keep your head against the wall. Don't like push through.
you are young.
I turned 25 yesterday. It's pretty old. One more year until
How's
I have
that
no
feel? Feels
insurance.
pretty good.
So that feels
Okay.
very adult
Okay,
to
cool.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm officially in my mid-20s. That's so gross. So gross.
Really enjoy it. You have no idea.
Enjoy it while you can.
I swear to God. You can only complain once you hit 35.
35.
35. Oh, I got 10 years till I hit that mark.
I just turned 45. Is that
No.
I'm
No.
like, no, like this to me, it's weird.
Aches and pains, but not. Oh, yeah, that one.
Wiser, they can say
That's such a good take on it. I feel like
100% true, but I feel like 35, I picked up a bag and I pulled my bag. Okay, I did that.
the physical, okay.
Only the physical. Everything else I think is great.
Yeah.
Not the hair fall.
All right, y'all. So for this next one, we're gonna go kind of same thing with that first lat stretch. We're gonna try to sink into that end range of that external rotation. So we're gonna go here, drop down. The more you drop down, obviously, the harder this is gonna be. So find a spot where you can lift that plate up off the bench.
Oh, okay.
So we're lifting. Again, this is more of that end range mobility strength for that external rotation. You can try it out with the 2.5. Yep. And same thing as the test. We don't want to overextend that wrist fighting for motion. So just, yeah, I would come up a tad bit. Good.
Oh, God.
Yep, so try to keep that wrist in neutral. If it feels really hard to get that plate off, you can bring that chest up further off the ground. That'll give you a little bit more motion there.
So if you're barely lifting it up, what does that mean?
It means we got to work on that strength at that end range.
That sounds about right. All right, let's try this side now.
Because I don't feel it. Am I doing it wrong?
Let's see it again. Yeah, so come up a little bit because what I want, you're really extending through the wrist. I want it to feel, keep that elbow there. I want it to be like this motion.
I think my left side I can actually, I don't know. Is this pretty
If
good?
that feels easy, you can try the 5-pound weight.
Is this,
So try to sink down a little bit more with that chest and keep your elbow in line with your shoulder. Perfect. Now let's try that.
nope.
Good. Just relax for a second.
Okay.
Just stay there. So that's how much motion you have, right? That
Right.
passive motion. Want to get a little bit closer and match that active with that passive.
Okay. Okay.
But I do think for you being somewhat limited in that passive, like that is where your end range is just going to be a little bit more limited.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want to try the heavier weight
Cool, cool, cool.
or the lighter? Yeah. I don't know. Is he supposed to be lower?
Yeah.
Is he okay?
No, you're good. Bring that elbow
I-
up
I
just
was just
so
on my
that you're in
hand like
line with
that,
your
yeah.
shoulder, so more like there. Yeah, perfect. Good.
I think
Right there?
Right there.
if
So
you
if that
sink your
feels easy
chest
too,
down,
you
like
can
sitting
sink
back-
down
yeah,
a
I
little bit
think
more with that
more.
chest. Try to get a little bit
I
where
don't
you're like
really know.
flat with
My arm
the
also didn't move very much.
with
so.
the bench. Yep.
I don't know if I'm doing this right or
Does it feel easy to you, Queen?
Well, I feel like I have a pull here, but I don't know if that's
Okay, yeah, because those are the muscles that we're really isolating there.
supposed to feel.
feel it.
Yes.
I'm like, I gotta be doing it wrong. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're just so
If
good
it's
at
too
it.
intense
That's
of
what
a
it
pull,
is.
you can always take your chest further away from the ground, kind of rise up, and then.
I don't feel anything.
So we got to find that sweet spot, right?
1 inch. That's it.
Did that feel hard?
It doesn't feel hard or.
You might just have really good mobility too in that.
I don't know. Why do I struggle with believing that?
I have no mobility.
Am I okay with my arm?
So bring that elbow up so that you're in line with your shoulder. So bring elbow up, good.
Okay, like that.
And then we want to keep that wrist in neutral. So don't extend at the wrist. We want to lift that forearm up, good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Nope.
Yeah, you're good there, I think.
Nope.
Nice. That just means you can go a
Yeah,
little bit
it's my
heavier.
wrist,
Have you
too.
tried the 5?
No, I'm not.
Okay, let's bump that up.
Okay, and then my shoulder and
Yep, let's stay right at bench height for this one. Yep.
that's heavy, but it's just heavier weight.
Good. So just activating those muscles in that end range is what we want there.
I feel the wrist more than anything on that.
Probably because you're trying to extend your wrist a lot.
And she said we have to keep it neutral and keep it straight, so just
Yeah.
because we automatically do this.
Yeah, because you, like in your head, you're like, I want to move that plate as much motion as I can. So
But
we
I
want to
guess you use the
compensate.
whole forearm instead of just the wrist.
Yeah.
I think it's a mental thing. You have to focus and
Yeah, definitely.
see. Okay. Do it
Stay still, wrist.
Yeah, because your wrist moved
like
first.
this. Lower.
Still
Yes, and then lift this
together.
like that. Yeah, she's going this way too.
That looks better though. Keeping that wrist more neutral.
I
Awesome.
don't feel the wrist as much either that time. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
That's it. Keep
Yeah.
This, that, like
Don't
that.
break it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we make our wrist stronger too that way.
I mean,
So
good for
I
front
showed you
squats.
guys a lot of stuff that's mainly like muscle focused. If you ever come in and see us specifically for shoulder things, we always want to look at the muscles. We also want to make sure there's not anything going on with the joint. So I am going to show you one intervention that we like for more of joint mobility. And you might find that this feels good. It feels like a nice deep stretch in that shoulder joint. So what we're going to do is,
Do most insurance cover this checkup with that?
yeah, so we are a specialty clinic, so we're cash based. But we can provide a super bill that you submit to your insurance, and then depending on like what kind of benefits you have, they'll reimburse you. Like if it's you're out of pocket, or like your what's it called? Out of network benefits. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna get a J hook about shoulder height, and you're gonna drop this just off that acromion, so that shoulder bone. That pointy thing you feel, I'll find it for you if you can't find it. But then here, you're just gonna let that shoulder relax, let that shoulder sag down. You can kind of play around with the different ranges of motion you put that shoulder in. This should feel like a nice deep stretch in the shoulder. So let's try that out. Yeah, you can go to one of these or that one.
Which works for your height?
Yes, this is
Yeah, we can drop one of these down. Let's go this one.
pointy bone, you say.
That'll be a good height.
I think so.
Yeah. So what you'll do is you'll
That's my pointy
step
bone.
into the band and kind of,
Wear it on my right.
yep, exactly.
I think, yeah, just after, like this bone right here. Question.
Yeah, so it should feel, come off a little bit more.
A little bit more.
There.
Okay.
And then just let that shoulder really relax.
Is this too high or is
No,
this good?
that looks
Okay.
good. Yeah, yeah. Here, let's bring this off.
Okay, ask her to help you out because I feel like she might be.
Good, and then bring that shoulder up.
Okay.
So here, good, and then just let that shoulder relax.
And what am I doing now? bending back and forth?
You can just rotate, feel if you feel any like tightness there.
Feels good.
Based on how y'all's shoulders looked today, I wouldn't suspect that this one would be like a huge, like, oh, this is where I really feel my shoulder pain or anything like that. But just a good joint intervention that we do like to use in clinic. Let's see. Let's bring it off a little bit more.
Is it in the right place? Because I feel like that could be, I don't know where the pointy part.
Yeah, you're
oh,
good.
it's more lower now.
Yeah. So let's try that.
Oh.
And then just
We're just
let
gonna
that
go
shoulder
this way.
sag.
So you know when you can feel like a crack or not crack, something like I feel that already.
Ooh, this one.
Okay.
But it feels
Drop
good.
real low.
Okay. Sometimes cracks and pops or
Or
those
you feel like I feel something move. I
Okay.
don't know how to explain it,
feels like deep. Okay.
but not in a bad way.
Okay. You're good. Let's just bring this out a little bit lower. Like there. Yep. Now try that. Just let that shoulder really relax. Feel it less?
Yeah.
Just try to let that shoulder really sink down.
I don't feel anything.
If you don't feel it, that just doesn't, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That just means shoulder joints feeling pretty good.
I feel a little bit, but I felt that more back there. I feel like I think it might have been tight. Is this the bone right here? I can't tell if that's a pointy bone.
Right here.
Oh yeah, I had it on the bone.
Oh, okay.
So then that's why I was feeling.
Okay.
For me, the intervention was on the ball.
Yeah, that's a great one. But yeah, so that's kind of all we're going to run through today. Like I said, with Onward, if you guys ever have like nagging pains or things that have been going on for a while, don't hesitate to reach out. We're all about keeping people in the gym. That's really our goal. So the sooner you come see us when things are bothering you, we can just keep you in the gym because that's where we feel like the magic really happens. If you guys have any specific questions, whether it's shoulder stuff, hip stuff, feel free to ask me.
Ask her something about your hip because you like.
It's just hip stretching. It's just hip flexor stretching because that's big for football. Because you do a lot of hips.
I definitely have a hip question if he doesn't have one.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I feel like I've had this the last maybe, starting a year ago, maybe, where my hip will just ache sometimes. And sometimes when I squat, I kind of will feel this. It doesn't hurt, it's not painful, but it's something like, I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it's called, but it's like, why does my
Okay.
hip hurt? When I wake up in the mornings, it'll be achy sometimes.
Okay.
But it's not excruciating. It'll throb a little bit and then go
Yeah.
silent for a day or two. It'll come back.
Does it ever bother you with like lunges or, okay,
Lunges, squats, I feel it.
okay,
But it's almost like something's almost like rotating out or something. Like when I squat down, like there's like a something and it comes back in or something.
okay. Yeah, I mean, just
Openers.
that area.
Back in or something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just
Openers.
that area, there's joint, right? So if you're limited in that like rotation of the hip as we squat, we have to be able to externally rotate in those hips and then internally rotate as we come back up.
Okay.
We also have those glute muscles on the outside of the hip that are